Hello and welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Teniola Shobowale. We begin in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where opposition parties have agreed to produce a joint candidate for December's presidential elections. After meeting in South Africa, 7 parties agreed to name the candidate by the 15th of November, but analysts say it will be surprising if all the opposition candidates stick to the agreement. The election should result in DR Congo's first democratic transition of power. President Joseph Kabila is due to step down after serving the maximum 2 terms, and the governing party has selected Emmanuel Ramazani Shadary as its candidate. The South Sudanese government has released 5 political detainees and prisoners of war, including a former governor and a rebel commander. The release is part of a peace deal signed last month by President Salva Kiir and the rebel leader Riek Machar, who is due to be reinstated as a vice president. He remains in exile and says he will only attend next week's peace celebrations if a state of emergency is lifted, political parties are allowed to operate, and any political detainees and prisoners of war are freed. Around 4 million people have been displaced since the 5-year civil war began. Back here in Nigeria, the Kaduna State government has reinstated a 24-hour curfew after the killing of traditional ruler of Adara Chiefdom, Chief Maiwada Galadima, who was kidnapped by gunmen 6 days ago. The kidnappers had last week Friday evening intercepted the convoy of the royal father and opened fire on their vehicles, which forced them to come to a halt. During the operation, the traditional ruler's police orderly and 3 others in his convoy were shot dead by the bandits, who later took him and his wife away to an unknown destination. Spokesperson of Kaduna State Governor Samuel Aruwan, who confirmed the incident, describes the killing of the traditional ruler as inhumane. South Africa is shopping for $100 billion in investment to turn around the economy, which has seen less growth than expected in recent years. President Cyril Ramaphosa addresses local and international investors in Johannesburg today, where he said, despite the odds, there are many reasons to consider South Africa as an investment destination.
The inaugural South African Investment Conference follows an ambitious economic stimulus package President Cyril Ramaphosa announced to his country this year to aid the ailing economy.
As South Africa emerges from a period of great difficulty and uncertainties, and as it confronts challenges that are immense but not insurmountable, we can declare with confidence that South Africa is a land indeed of untold potential. And it is for this reason, ladies and gentlemen, that in April this year, we launched an ambitious and, in the history of our country, unprecedented drive to raise at least $100 billion in new investment over 5 years.
With a string of investor-friendly reforms promised, South Africa says investment opportunities abound in agriculture and agro-processing, mining and mineral beneficiation, manufacturing, ICT, infrastructure development, among others.
We feel more confident about the economic and the political of South Africa. And actually, we have run our business, run our pilot training school in South Africa for about 6 years.
Considering that it is the most industrialized economy in Africa, and Nigeria on its part is the largest economy in Africa with the largest market in Africa, there is going to be need for collaboration also in the spirit of the Africa Continental Free Trade Areas agreement that is on the front burner right now.
I think already there's a lot of interest. A lot of the new projects announced today were South African companies starting up new investment projects in South Africa. And of course, the President is also making the case that South Africa can be a great springboard and hub for the rest of the continent.
The Minister for Women Affairs in the South African presidency, Bathabile Dlamini, made a special call for more incentives to be made available for women investors.
From the investor point of view, women must be put in various industries so that they can be able to contribute towards investment.
The two-day conference ends today. Hopefully, pledges already made will be made real investments as expected. From the Sandton Convention Center, Johannesburg, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.